I quit my first office job after working there for 3 months to become a digital nomad. And in this video, I'm going to give you tips and some information on how to become a digital nomad and find ways to work remotely. If you're new here, my name is Nancy Pham, and I post college, travel, tips, and vlogs to help and encourage university students to see the world, even if it's for the first time. I graduated from university May 2020 during a global pandemic and started the office job a month later. And then in August, I put in my 2 weeks to fulfill my dreams of being a digital nomad, and this past week was my last week. If you're asking what a digital nomad is, it's basically someone who works off their computer and moves around. People whose job is working from home right now is in such a lucky place to do that, even though it could be slightly unsafe right now to travel. But I do have a whole series on ways you can travel safely during this pandemic that was actually interrupted with this video because my video editing software was being weird. But I took that as a sign to share this new chapter in my life. Unfortunately, my office job wasn't working from home even during this pandemic, so I had to find alternative revenue streams that were digital, which is my first tip to becoming a digital nomad. You have to find income streams that are remote. There are so many ways out there to get money remotely. Not all of them are going to work for you, but you have to be willing to do trial and error until you find something that's a good fit, and you have to keep working at the ones that you do seem to like, because they're not going to be successful most of the time right at the beginning. With any job you have now or jobs you're going to get, you could possibly make them remote by just talking to the boss. I've gotten a lot of my past digital jobs just by talking to the people I worked for. My family has a sewing and tailoring business that is fairly new. Right now we are selling a lot of masks, but also getting into t-shirt blankets and just like other alterations. But I've set that up as a remote income stream for me because I'm in charge of the marketing and getting customers, and then the rest of my family does the other parts of the business. You might just have to think creatively about how some of the revenue streams you already have can be more digital. I came into this job knowing I'll leave within 6 months or so that I can work on my blog full time, but 6 months became too long there. So instead, I started picking up more freelancing clients. Freelancing is basically offering and selling your skills to other people. So just think of skills that you can monetize, like social media, graphic design, coding. A lot of that is what other people need. I talked about it in a video on how you can make money right now during this pandemic, and I'll link it down below. My specialty is in YouTube search engine optimization, or SEO. So basically, whenever you search a topic on YouTube, I help get small YouTubers to appear in the search results because they made a video related to what you searched. While I was working at my office job, I slowly started getting more and more clients, and I took it really seriously in August because if I had reached a certain income goal in my additional revenue streams, then I was going to leave my 9 to 5. Which leads me to my next tip, which is to calculate the amount of money you're going to need, which depends on where you want to live or where you want to move to. A lot of digital nomads live where cost of living is fairly low, like in Southeast Asia. I honestly sacrificed a lot of income from that office job, but I really won't need all of that whenever I live where I want to live. I'm honestly in a really lucky situation right now, being able to live with my parents so I don't have to worry about food or rent, but telling my Asian parents about my plans and leaving my job was another story. So let me know in the comments if you want to know how that went. My financial situation right now does require me to pay off some student debt that I got from my first study abroad. I talk about that in the same video about how to make money right now. The amount I calculated included the amount of money I needed to pay off my loans this year when I can't really travel, and then should be enough for when I'm ready to move. I took that amount and divided it by the amount of free time I got after working my full-time job. And then in August, if I reached that goal and got that amount just working part-time on my goals, then I'd quit, because then I'd be able to reach my monthly income goal with more time dedicated towards it. This strategy in life really isn't for everyone, but I care so much more about the life I'm living than the amount of money I make. So as long as I can sustain the life I want or need, then I'm okay. If you want to become a digital nomad, some things to consider is who you're responsible for if you have any pets or kids, and how much money you're going to need, not how much money society thinks you should make. But all of this should come after you find ways to work remotely. If you want to follow along my digital nomad journey, I talk about it more on my Instagram, and I'll be updating that section of my travel blog to help anyone that wants to get on this train. And I'll put all the links down below. Subscribe and hit the bell, because I'll still be posting college travel tips and vlogs. There's a lot of content left, so if there's a certain place you want to see, let me know. But right now you can see some of the places I've already posted up here and some safe ways to travel down here.